A group of soldiers assigned to the 5th Army 27th Division's Command HQ are rising up in revolt, primarily within Berutarube city limits. However, it looks like the majority of the soldiers aren't sympathetic to the group's ideology, but instead are being controlled by a virus. Ishikawa.
I've got an update for you about that virus. Remember the virus that Tamiya planted in the maid robot? From what I can determine, one that looks exactly like it has been planted in the soldiers of the 27th Division. There's no way to know for sure how they were infected, but I can make an educated guess. More than likely, the virus got into them via their data link system. We went through Defense Ministry channels so we could tranquilize the soldiers. Then we slipped them the vaccine we'd worked up before all this happened.
Then the people running wild in Berutarube right now are the real thing.
Well, I guess we'll have to pump them full of lead, not vaccine, huh?
That's fine with me.
But what I'd like to know is how this situation managed to get so far without being made public.
The answer is Kanbei. His JSDA watchdog outfit is supposed to provide a check on the military, but they shirked their duties. No, more than that. They kept releasing false information. Of course they wouldn't report a planned rebellion to the top brass. Isn't that right, General Kusumoto?
Look at him grin. There's no point in asking him, Major. Let's just check his cyberbrain and get this over with.
There's no need to go to all that trouble. I have nothing to hide any longer. I'll gladly cooperate and tell you everything.
Get one thing straight. Your little rebellion effectively ended the moment we took you, the ringleader, into custody.
True enough. However, I expect that at least now our debts will be settled.
Hiruma, huh? You know, I just don't get it. Why do you have to be so hung up on Hiruma?
Before the far north was handed back, he worked with Russia to buy up all the land that they expected would be developed. Hiruma then split with Russia the land usage fees from the companies that he lured in. General Michiba had gathered evidence that would prove this conclusively, but the Public Security Agency back then caught wind of the Saninkai.
The public security operative who was assigned here back then was Kanbei.
Although Kanbei approached General Michiba as a public security operative, he sympathized with our ideals and became one of us. When he learned through Kanbei that the Saninkai was the target of JSDA watch surveillance, he chose the continued survival of the Saninkai over executing Hiruma as a criminal. To avoid further pursuit by public security, General Michiba allowed himself to be charged so that the head, not the tail, of the organization would be cut off.
So the reason Section 9's information was leaked.
It wasn't us in the military that Kanbei was keeping under observation. It was Section 9.
Apprehend Kanbei at once. Put all public security affiliated personnel in the far north under house arrest.
Chief, he gave us the slip. He somehow dodged the Section 9 surveillance net and escaped.
Contact the support police and have them take Hiruma into protective custody on the double.
Roger.
We don't have time to think things over. Head for the urban district.
To arrival of Asakikawa 7th Division. 4 hours to arrival of Narashino Airborne Division. Incoming message from the Torofu Support Police requesting immediate assistance. 3 think tanks thought to be part of the rebel forces have been spotted near Berutarabe's high-rise district.
All of Berutarabe's maritime and air self-defense forces.
It's no use. All communication systems and the entire chain of command have been disrupted due to the virus inserted into the military's internal data link. The end system inside Berutarube city limits has been paralyzed too. Road surveillance is impossible.
Contact Ishikawa. Have him hack the system and get it up and running again.
A transmission from Colonel Kubota of military intelligence says that an emergency cabinet meeting is being held in the capital, but there's no sign of developments to resolve the situation.
Typical. They're as useless as ever. Attention all Section 9 members. In addition to apprehending Kanbei, your orders are to do all you can to suppress the rebel forces.
The head of security for the Torofu Support Police contacted us. He said there's no sign of former Cabinet Minister Hiruma, his secretary, or his security detail among the government VIPs and foreign dignitaries who are being evacuated.
What did you say?
Think he's scared and had to visit the little boy's room?
Find Hiruma on the double. Is that clear?
Major, I got the results back on the component analysis of blood from that girl Shikari. Like we thought, it's not just android blood that's red. This is real red blood. I also managed to get a DNA comparison. I pulled half a match off a sample that was left by that Kenbishi scientist named Sakata.
Are you telling me that that little girl is flesh and blood?
I don't know the details, but it's possible that only the part she bled from is flesh and blood.
Hacking doesn't work on her. Plus, she's got genuine blood to boot. Given those circumstances, who am I to say she's not human? But assuming that's the case, how do you explain her ability to carry around that anti-material rifle and communicate in an ultra-high frequency band that normal humans can't hear?
Do you think she could possibly be a biohumanoid?
A biohumanoid?
Yes. Sakata was involved in the development of the Tachikoma's bio-AI chips. He probably had technology that could have developed a biohumanoid.
Well, after all, Sakata did resign on the day after Michiba was arrested. That's a little too coincidental to buy. Maybe we ought to consider Sakata as a Saninkai member too.
So he received funding from the Saninkai and developed his own custom girl. Not a bad use of money.
If your theory is true, then there's a good chance that the girl and the Black Tachikoma are working together to assassinate Hiruma.
No matter how you look at it, our only option is to capture him.
That's right. So don't any of you forget the purpose of our mission and why we came to the far north. If we screw this up, we're going to be looking at more than just a pay cut. Keep that in the front of your minds.
Hey, did you hear what I heard just now? It looks like Seta's turning out to be our big brother. I guess that means if we fight Seta, it'll be nothing more than a sibling brawl. Yeah, actually, that sounds kind of fun. I've been thinking, what do you say that the next time we meet Seta, we propose an UFO Chidunke? I agree! Let's talk! What you want to bet that Seta wants to link with us too?
Rebel forces have taken over the power plant and a sector of the city has been blacked out. A work crew has already been dispatched and is en route to the area, but communications are impossible at this time. There are medical and nursing facilities on the outskirts of the city, and they are requesting that power be restored as soon as possible. Proceed to the scene at once, protect the work crew from rebel soldiers, and see to it that the power is restored.
First, we need to locate the work crew.
Roger that!
Public security, we're here to help.
Thanks, you're a lifesaver. There's a switchboard that we need to fix in the sector up ahead, but we're in a bind because we can't get to it in these conditions.
Chief, we've located the work crew. We'll provide an escort for them to the work site.
Understood. Protect the workers from enemy attack.
you'll need to set the emergency power supply box to on.
The signal from the car that Hirama was in has been cut off in the next sector over. It's possible that he was attacked by rebel forces. Get over there and provide assistance at once.
Sheesh, more overtime work. All right, then I deserve overtime pay. OT, OT. I demand rations of natural oil.
I don't want to hear it.
We'll stay here and continue our work. You can leave the rest to us.
Cabinet Minister Hiroma's car. The secretary, 2 security personnel, and a personal driver are also with him. Don't let a single one of them fall into rebel hands. When they're located, take them all into protective custody.
Roger.
I've located the enemy! Inside the car, both dead of gunshot wounds. Given that they penetrated the walls of a bulletproof car and killed the people inside, I believe they used a large caliber rifle and possibly HD rounds.
It appears that Hiroma and his security detail fled on foot. The chances are good that he's still in the vicinity. Continue your search.
Roger.
I swear this old-timer is nothing but trouble.
Looks like someone's already here.
Secure the area and resume your search for former Cabinet Minister Hiroma.
Roger. like Hiruma's already gone.
We found 3 bodies at the scene, the secretary, the driver, and a bodyguard. That means there's a possibility that former Cabinet Minister Hiruma is accompanied by 1 bodyguard.
It's me. A report just came in that a police car that was on patrol was commandeered moments ago by Hiruma and his bodyguard. He's no longer in the sector where you're searching. Come on back here ASAP.
Looks like he doesn't intend to act his age and behave himself.
But how could former Cabinet Minister Hiruma commandeer a police car if he doesn't have any authority?
Because they didn't want to find themselves suddenly demoted after turning him down.
I think it's a bad idea to let people with no authority come into contact with the system. It's a source of trouble.
I've had enough of your ridiculous nonsense. I want you back here on the double. Get going.